Again, it's going to be whipped into the ball. Amokwabe feeds connection. Was looking for Hamza Isa.
That was a big chance. If he's surging forward at that point, adding up to the numbers up front. That was a lovely whipping of the ball into the box, but again, sloppy by Hartlepool, and struggling now to find traction at this point, especially whenever they try to advance.
Now Siraj here. GS1, the flag. Where's up against him? And again, it's a good call there from the assistant referee.
I think it wasn't actually on Siraj, but then, you know, it was on Razak. Let's look at that, tried to interfere with play. And I think that was where the call came in. And Razak knew at that point that he was the one that caused that flag to go up, trying to interfere with play, because he was in an offside position.
Again, it's going to be a lot of the fans of Hartlepool trying to wave in some bit of happiness in the game. At least they do have the chance going for it. Hartlepool have lost just once. That was against Kotoko, and just look at it again, where Siraj found himself into the game, and here comes Salifu. Yes, this is the first chance in the goal disallowed by the assistant referee. Your take?
I think that was a goal. That should have stood. That should have stood. And you know, he was just stuck on the left-hand side, you know, of the build-up, Razak, and he made a right run. He waited for that pass to come through from Siraj, and he latched on to that, went past Benjamin Asari, and I think the flag was up, you know, a bit too early. Well, Hartlepool would have their stars to thank for that one. But no, overall, I think James FC, they've created some decent chances as well. They've taken the game to Accra Hartlepool. They know they are beatable. They know they can breach this defense, and Hartlepool themselves, they've had troubles of their own. They are not scoring, they are wasting chances, but if they should continue this way, then they might end up dropping points.
And it's a bit of a worry here. Sometimes the worry for teams is how they know how to come in. Hartlepool coming up with some bit of changes here in the game. That's all that's going to be a lot of our talking points here. Very quick watching again, coming out with something on the left hand side. And it's going to be a stoppage here, and a substitution will have to be made here. Hartlepool looking to make a change there with seeing Emmanuel Mankwa. Perhaps giving the opportunity to play a part in the game here for Hartlepool. So you have George Paku has been substituted. Abdul Karim is also going out there. Frank Kaparaduku is also coming in for, and Chris Yasma as well also coming to play a part. bit of a confusion here.
Yeah. I think he has
George
to.
Paco is already out, Abdul Karim out,
Yeah.
and Chrissy Asma and Emmanuel Amankwa also coming in.
I think Beatty could be the next person going off for Emmanuel Amankwa at the right hand side. He picked up a knock, and so it's actually not Beatty.
Amankwa here for Hartlepool and sliding tackle from behind there from Shiraj. The last 8 home games played by Hartlepool this season, Hartlepool have only picked 1 defeat. That's a foul here from Shiraj. Very late tackle there from him. The Phobians have had 4 wins against Summertex Nations Fishing 11 Wonders. They've had 3 drawn games against Gold Stars, Hearts of Lions and Hawaii United. Well, they beat them by, they drew with them in the first game. Josiah, the points of a Hartlepool and the goals conceded, 0.4 goal conceded per match. And to our last 10 goals scored per match was 0.7. Which again, it's going to be a lot of pushback here. Hartlepool having difficulties. And again, getting the goals here.
Yeah, they would always have. You speak about the fact that they only conceded 0.4 per game, and that's the best in the division. Quite impressive for them as far as their back line is concerned. And, that's what you actually get when you have 2 of the best goalkeepers on the scene. Solomon Abassi and then also Benjamin Asari, who today has been fantastic in between the sticks for Accra. But that was some miscommunication there. Slow, in reacting by Osman. And that nearly, caused them. And he had to apologize at that point. He knew it. But good defensive play, bad.
Again, another ball into the box, and Hartlepool would have to find a way to get the ball away. So it's going to see a lot of runs on the flanks. And look at the space now. And the Phobians again having difficulties coming out. Hamza Issa.
Recovery by Adade. They had to sprint, catch up with Tuku.
Well, again, it's going to be Manos Maraman. Well, it's been a major talking point about his age and his composure in post there for James FC. And a long pause, again, very wasted effort. James looking to see how best they can hold out the foot here. Again, look at Amankwa just going to the box and Usman coming in, just getting the ball away from Hamza Issa.
Really good reading of the game there by the young goalkeeper. it actually gives credence to that saying that if you're young enough, you're good enough, and that's what you're seeing from him. He's barely put a foot wrong, so far in this game, and he could be the reason why James FC walk away from this game with at least a point, if not all 3 points. He's really been good, and I think it also has to do with that communication with the back line. And just look at that, also composed, trying to start play from the back.
Yeah, now the folk just throwing away chances. But again, there's been a lot of complaints about James FC's performance on the road, where they have the poor away record with Bachim United on 0 point each. They've scored 10 goals in the last 5 matches, averaging 1.3 goals per match. They've also, on the other hand, conceded 12 goals in the last 10 games.
Yeah, it's a contrasting story for them. You pick their home form, talk about their away form as well, and their away form is just horrible. It's just not good enough. But they try to make amends for that with their home form, and they've been decent at home this season. They scored tons of goals, unlike Accra who always struggle even in their home games. But for James FC, it's been decent. And you talk about the fact that they've done it 23 points, and just one of the 23 has come on the road. It tells you how they've struggled. You speak about the fact that 88% of the time they do not even pick up points, and it's a big worry for them in any away game.
Mohamed Hussein. Painters cross into the box. Then now, James FC will have to quietly get the ball away. And Hearts of Oak still charging forward. Philippines have been in total control now, keeping possession. An interesting display there by Suraj Saidu. I'm not too sure what the plan is for Suraj Saidu.
It was clear what he was trying to do. At least he was hoping that last touch would have come off. But then Kukubating just knew the intention of Suraj Saidu, and he had to get out of the way of the ball. Just look at that again. He just knew. He just didn't know what he tried to do over there. Quite strange and rare, though, but it happens in football all the time.
Another ball into the near post, and Hearts of Oak struggling again to connect for the goal. Hamza Isha once again in the thick of affairs. And it's going to be a lot of worrying situation there for Philippines once again. To the last 20 or so minutes to go here at the Legon Stadium. Hearts of Oak nil, Dreams FC nil. Match week 19 of the Premier League. Dreams FC conceded 3 goals against Gold Stars and 2 goals against 11 Wonders and 3 against All Blacks during that run. They've lost their last 2 games played at the Legon Sports Stadium. I'm not too sure the Dreams FC side want to pick up yet another defeat here at this venue. Suraj here committing a foul. And that of Kelvin Ahiable to Clapton Hearts of Oak player, and Ahiable seemed to have a problem.
He doesn't really go okay. Seems to be in some sort of pain, Ahiable. Talk about their run on the road, Dreams FC. It was a pretty poor run for them, conceding goals. They scored twice at the dance park. Really Gold Stars had to come from 2 down to beat them. They lost here as well to Wonders, the team with the worst record in the division. Tells me that away from home they are not that good, and if they should walk away with a point here, Graham tells you the story of Hartlepool. It tells you how poor they are converting their chances. Yeah, they are not conceding. We've seen teams that see themselves, come close a couple of times, but for Hartlepool, they need to capitalize on, the poor away from Dreams FC. They just need to make something count. But Dreams FC have been quite decent in defense.
Entry again. And get themselves out. And you mentioned Salifu going against, scoring against Hartlepool, especially being disallowed. We expect to have a lot of work from him. He's already on a yellow card. So, again, came out of the massive shells that came up. Guns blazing the second half early on, and Chiefs FC will feel that goal to that stage. Now, beautiful play down for the Phobians to hit one into the box, and again it's been repelled by El Haj Umar.
And that's where you need to keep your concentration level very high. Roscoe Siasma from the right hand side, and Umar there just puts his body in the way of the ball, not allowing it to go past him.
Again, the goalkeeper is just trying to make sure that his wall is pretty much solid. He's got the backing of his players. Dreams will have players on the fence warming up. And they get a chance to come in onto the far post. And keeper is already committed. And he's able to take the ball away for a great corner kick again for Hartlepool. But again, his agility is well beyond his age.
We spoke about the fact that if you're young or you're good enough, you're young enough or you're good enough, it doesn't matter your age. Just look at that. That's it effortlessly. And it was Abura Duku hoping to pounce on that loose ball.
Best of connection there, Hartlepool, and they have the corner kick going away. And Dreams FC charging here. They want to move defense into attack. But Hartlepool quickly regrouping to win back possession. Enter. Well, whipped into the defensive line of Hartlepool. It's been headed down beautifully. Shiraz Sabi picks up for Dreams FC. And Jan Blair. And good pass now to Salifu. And Benjamin Asari once again to the rescue of Hartlepool.
Yeah, he's been making some smart runs, Salifu, off the shoulders of the two centre-backs, Kujo and then also Mohamed Ali. He's a smart striker. Unfortunately, he had his goal chucked off, but buying that yellow card, he's really been decent for them up front. Sometimes you feel he's been isolated, but each and every time there's a ball to him, he stays alert, makes the right run. This time, Benjamin Asari will just be the quickest to react to that.
On the last three most recent home games in the Premier League for Hartlepool, they have succeeded in keeping a clean sheet. Dreams FC have suffered 3 straight defeats in their most recent away clashes in the Premier League. And the Germani really very much animated and trying to get his team to move in the direction that he wants them. They were thinking of coming out with the goals this season. I found that they need more goals in this game against Dreams FC.
And at this point, with 50 minutes plus added on time, you'll be thinking about winning the game and not even about scoring. And it was one of the things that he addressed prior to the commencement of this game, speaking about the fact that, in as much as we have a problem, or goal scoring problem, we still want to win games. And they wouldn't care if it comes by 1 goal margins, because, mind you, the last 3 games they've won here have come by 1 goal margin. So they understand that sometimes there's the fine margins in football, and it's all about winning. Sometimes it's not about scoring lots of goals for him.
Salifu should have lost possession, but they wanted to get back and win it for Hartlepool. And there's a long drive here. And the best of connection there from Adam Zaminu. The last 25 games in the Premier League, Hartlepool have been undefeated on 22 occasions. Bit of a problem there for the young goalkeeper. strike there from Madam Zaminu. He's another kind of strike that normally threatens goalkeeper Benjamin Asari.
Yeah, not at all. He had every angle covered. He had every space of the goalpost covered. And even Aminu knows that it would have taken quite a lot. A bit more precision, a bit more power, and a bit of luck to beat Benjamin Asari from that distance. But this young goalkeeper, Man Osman, he's been the hero for them. Should normally be hoping that he'll stay fine for the remainder of the game.
Richard Lynch is the CEO there. Eric, like he did there in the stands, watching the game. Well, Black Stars goalkeeper trainer Vital Dada also in the stands watching the game. And out of hook, preparing to make a change there with Theophilus Collison. To get a chance to come in here.
I'll tell you what, Graham, it looks evident that Hearts of Oak are missing the ranks of Mauli Wayo. It gives them a different dimension to the game as well, but it's just nowhere to be found today for them.
Well, again, it's going to be Hearts of Oak, Aminu here, and Salifu, all of them coming together. Just losing possession, just right in front of a very dangerous area, Hearts of Oak. Kuma swings one deep into the left-hand side, looking for Salifu. Able to get to him, and again, he's trying to get the balls into his attacking players, not able to connect them beautifully. 13 minutes to go, Hearts of Oak now have to make a change. Introduction of Theophilus Collison, just to withdraw the ball up running. Again, it's beginning to have a little bit of a hold-up play here.
Looks like Afani might not be coming off anytime soon, but he's on the yellow card then. It's really slowed him down a bit, with his tackle. And, he's not that rugged style of defensive midfielder, but he has an eye for the pass. He knows how to play late from deep. And it's just a different profile from what Theophilus Collison holds, but that was a foul again, and Emmanuel Amankwa rightly chips Razak.
So Hearts of Oak having difficulties now, working hard to see exactly what will be happening. And that's a chance into the box, right? Gets the ball in, and again Benjamin Asari with a fine save, stupendous save there from Benjamin Asari. And Hearts of Oak simply would have to thank this man over and over again. Dreams FC have come very close to scoring goals, but Benjamin Asari has stood tall.
What clash just up in there.
Frank Duku here, charging, and Hearts of Oak just couldn't change the narrative. I tell you what a save. What a save there from Asari. Sraj with a cross here. Look at that.
Brilliant, brilliant from Asari. Full straight save to his left. He's rightly repelled everything thrown at him this evening. And he's too tall. The difference between Dreams FC and a win this evening has been Benjamin Asari.
All into the far post once again, just saluting everybody.
Just too strong from the Kubuatin. the right-hand side. He's been pretty decent, managed to win possession in some 1v1 situations.
That's a making a change. Mohamed Hussein out. David Parfani also being withdrawn. Rafael Aponsa is now being given a chance to come in. With 10 minutes to go, Hartlepool making yet another substitution. And it's Rafael Aponsa here. He's coming in to replace Mohamed Hussein, who had a very brilliant chance at putting the Provians ahead, but just flopped in the first half.
Yeah, and there's a set of substitutions that gives freedom and room to the attackers to operate now. And you have Theophilus Collins, who is a TM. You have Rafael Aponsa also, your DM and the playmaker. So those two could sit in front of the back four, allowing the front four to try search forward and find that elusive goal.
Siraj. He's come alive in the second half, hasn't he? So giving the ball away. James FC have achieved just one win in the last 10 away Premier League games. They average 0.63 goals in the away Premier League matches. Hartlepool really have achieved a run of 3 straight home wins in the Premier League, but having difficulties now playing against James FC. Hartlepool really had 1,065 dangerous attacks in the position half, compared to that of 1,143 dangerous attacks by James FC in the position half. Total of 13 clean sheets there for Hartlepool, as against 5 for James FC. Total 64 corner kicks for James in the Premier League, as against 76 of Hartlepool. Here comes James charging here. I was expecting the likes of Salifah to come into the picture. Mankwah sends the ball back to goalkeeper Benjamin Asari. And again, the confidence level again of Asari is unmatched anywhere.
Yeah. You're thinking the Black Stars goalkeeper straight up. Should be smiling up there. Seeing his goalkeeper put up such splendid performances. And he's doing everything. Staying composed under pressure, pulling out world-class saves in a game like this to keep his side still in the game. It tells you his qualities are undeniable. And that's the reason why he's the Black Stars #1.
So far, the attacking play of Hartlepool in the Premier League so far in all matches played, they've had 1,438 total attacks in the Premier League averagely, and James FC 1,818. Tells you how dangerous James FC have been in the second half. They have shown their prowess, and Siraj has been pressing pretty much high in the midfield and winning all the second balls for James FC. Here comes Hartlepool and Kuma. There goes to ground. The referee says what? Now it's going to be a foul right against Hartlepool. Casey Asma. He's going to get a yellow card for trying to buy the referee's conscience for a penalty here, but that was not successful.
It wasn't. He just knew it. The referee knew it, and no protest at all from Kwesi Asma, where he threw himself to the ground. Little or no contact at all, and some good work done. A little bit of a nudge, but I don't think there was enough in it. But rightly so, the referee feels like he should go into his books. Let's look at that, the push at the back of Asma.
Goalkeeper Usman Rahman collecting that beautifully.
It's getting even more frustrating for Accra Hearts of Oak, and Majao just can't believe it, how poor they've been, and you just ask yourself, how do they keep Flash all the chances? It would have been a different narrative for them, and this is not the first time we've seen them in such a situation where they flash chances and games have ended stalemates for them, and always thinking that the head coach needs to do something to this team in that attacking department.
The last 4 minutes or so to go. Both teams are yet to get the opening, except to say that Dreams FC had a goal disallowed for an offside. Out of Hook in the first half, the 1v1 situation with goalkeeper Usman Rahman and Mohamed Hussein also missing it. A lot of scrappy play there in midfield. And Out of Hook are not able to get the balls into very dangerous areas.
Yeah, it looks awful from them, title contenders, and you don't put up such abysmal performances in front of your home crowd. It doesn't look good. Nothing to write home about.
Shuma, the final touch for corner kick to Out of Hook. And sometimes they leave it very late. Out of Hook, they say their bones will be rotting.
Applying a bit of pressure on Umar. That one out of send that one out of play.
Another corner kick to the far post. Now goalkeeper has already committed and it's going to be headed out of play. The last 3 minutes or so in the game, and it's still Out of Hook nil, Dreams FC nil.
They've done a decent job, Graham. To see it. You look at their recent travels, just 1 point out of 8 away games this season. They will cherish this point because they know that they don't really fare well whenever they're on the road. But it would be more of points dropped by Hearts of Oak than a point gain for them. Looking at how the title race is panning out. You need to be winning games, especially at home. You need to be winning games, and you can drop points in such a game where everyone expects you to win. It would really, deal them a huge blow as far as their title chances is concerned.
And the 18 games played by Out of Hook and Dreams FC have always scored in the second half. They've scored 6 goals in the second half and also conceding 4 in the second half of the matches played in the Premier League, especially in the second halves. And for Dreams FC, they've scored 12 goals in second halves and conceding 10. In this game, it's goalless between both teams, though we are almost ending the game here at the Lagos Stadium.
Really look good for here, Blair. He's really formed a solid partnership with the other 2 players. You talk about Cristiano Usman and Soma. Let's look at that run. And I think his knee came off it. That was a collision of knees there between himself and Christian Asma. The action on the turf tells you the sort of pain in which he is. But it's at that day. Going back for Dreams FC.
Have a very interesting match day. 19 games coming up this weekend. Vision FC playing with GMRC and have those stars against Kotoko. We're talking about Brooklyn Chelsea in All Blacks as well, and Basaka Holy Stars playing with Chem United. And then you have Young Apostles at home to Hull United. Those are very tough games coming up this weekend.
Very tough games, and these are potential, title deciders as well.
As a book now, the attack here, James FC looking to find a way to clear their lines, and in that process they concede a corner kick. Four minutes of added time here into the match visuals. Arjun Mars header. That's the book now trying to regroup right in front of the 18-yard box of Dreams. Sent in here. It's going to be a very good play now for Hearts of Oak. Ball headed into the box, and it's not been well defended. Dreams would have to win a free kick here. Zaisa has been pretty much busy trying to see if he can get a goal there for the Phobians in the second half. So 90 minutes plus 4 minutes of added time. Dreams FC are yet to make a change. Hearts of Oak have already exhausted all their substitutions. Dreams FC have kept their cards to their chest and haven't made any change at all to their starting lineup. And kept faith in the players. Hearts of Oak have Chris Yasma winning possession here. It's going to be a foul. Tell me what, it's one of the concerns there for James FC already on the yellow card. Chris get it. I think his signal started out of the match award probably will be given to Benjamin Asari. Jumas the header here. Hearts of Oak now trying to recycle the ball, swings into the right side. The assistant referee is on to be a foul. Tell you what, it's going to be a very tough one there for both sides in terms of how they have been able to play their parts in the game. We're just hoping at least there's a show goal in your favour, Hearts of Oak. Dreams FC. I'm beginning to move here. The game ends in a draw. Hearts of Oak will have the third game played at home in the last 6 games. Dreams again repelling any attack there for Hearts of Oak. MG also giving the ball away. Goes to the high foot tackle. We are into the last minutes of the 4 minutes of added time. Hearts of Oak 2-2 at home to BBN Gold Stars, and again that's the tackle there from John Enchi. And they come with the free kick here. Just 30 seconds to go. The first John game, Hearts of Oak really looking at the situation. The opening game in the Premier League, they drew, and once again that's the very poor play there for the Phobians. Siraj at John Entry now, looking for space. John Entry spreading the play to the right hand side, ball whipped into the box, and Siraj looking to pounce on it. Well, I tell you what, this is the third drawn game, the last 7 games of Hearts of Oak in the Premier League. The first draw in the last 6 games due to Bibiani Gold Stars. They drew goalless with Hearts of Lions, and now at home they have drawn to Dreams FC. And for Dreams FC, the awards in Premier League away from home continue. Benjamin Asari, man of the match for his effort in saving Hearts of Oak. Well, 4 times he had to come into the rescue, and he gets a part of the bat there from Dreams FC players. A great job done. And in the last 7 games, this is the 2nd time Dreams FC have drawn away from home. And at least this man will continue to get applauded from fans and almost everybody in the Premier League. He was out for a very long time on injury, and his return saw a clean sheet there for him against Oho United. And now another clean sheet for him, and they get the congratulatory message there from his co-partner and his substitute goalkeeper, Solomon Abashi. And so Hearts of Oak really will be having a point here on the Premier League blog. At least they know they played their part in terms of the performance. They have had to sit pretty much on the 5th position. So they will continue to work hard and will continue to play their part. So the Legon Stadium, you look at the number of possession there for Hearts of Oak. 58 against 42 there. And number of corner kicks coming into the side as well, 9-5. And 4 yellow cards in the game. I tell you what, this performance Dreams FC would feel as a victory because they played the match away from home. Hearts of Oak now having to feel they can also work hard in the next couple of matches to be played in the Premier League. And so here are the Legon Stadium in match week 19. Hearts of Oak against Dreams FC. It finished Hearts of Oak 0, Dreams FC 0.
So our Friday kickoff game ends in a goalless stalemate. A pulsating game which saw both teams come close to scoring. But for Dreams FC, for the second time this season, they've earned a point away from home. But for Accra Hearts of Oak, its points drop at home, which means that their title ambitions has been dealt a huge blow. But then they'll be hoping to recover from that. I've now been joined by the head coach of Accra Hearts of Oak, Masood Didi Dramani. Coach, how disappointing is it for you to drop points in such a crucial game where you could have closed in on the league leaders?
I think it happens sometimes that when you fail to make the right decisions at the very key moments of the game, yes, you can be disappointed. But that's how the game goes. Exactly what we all saw. The chances we created at the top level, you don't miss the chances, and you can only be lucky to come back.
The transfer window just shut, and we know that most of the teams your competitors were in the market getting attackers to beef up the squad. Are you disappointed that due to one or two reasons you couldn't go into the market to add some top quality players?
Whether I'm disappointed or not, that is the reality, and so we didn't do any addition. So we have to be contented with what we have.
Now talk to me about the absence of Mauli Wayo. He got you the goal from the bench in your last game at Hohoe. Today he was missing. He wasn't even on the team sheet. What happened?
Yeah, I think that we have a depletion of our, especially offensive players, and so we have to do a makeshift injuries, sicknesses, and then accumulation of cards, Esubontin, Wayo. But I don't have to speak about this. I always have to be contented with what is available, and what we presented was what was available, and we only try to manipulate and manage with the available materials.
Now this was a huge chance to close in on Media Mark from 6 points to 3 points. You think the title race is over for Hearts of Oak?
It's still a marathon, and so you just need to be picking games after games, and then be more decisive and be more clinical in terms of conversion. Because I think that in the chances we created, sometimes you might not find such a chance in your career, because you cannot outrun a whole back line from the halfway line, and then you are 8 meters from the goal, and then we fail to make the right decision. These are very, very, very disappointing moments, I think.
And what do you have to say about Benjamin Asari today? He kept you literally in the game with those excellent saves.
He's part of the team, and then it's his responsibility to be accounted for when it comes to these crucial moments. And so for me, it's a normal phenomena that when he makes a save. I think anytime the back line is not able to deal with some situation, it is for him to deal with that situation, and that was exactly what he did.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your time. So that's Masood Didi Dramani, the head coach of Accra Hearts of Oak. He was content with Benjamin Asai, but then still lamenting on the wasteful chances that came their way. They had some one or two decent chances. Hussein getting a chance, Zamza Issa, but then unfortunately they just couldn't score, and he believes that they still have to work hard to get the goals. Now, I've been joined by Winfred Dormon, the gaffer for Dreams FC. Coach, for the second time this season, you've picked up a point away from home. How crucial is it for your Premier League survival?
Well, it was a good result in many parts. But to be fair, it was a game of two halves. Hearts had their moment in the first half. But the second half, it was Dreams FC dominant. But for Benjamin Asari, we would have scored an avalanche of goals. There were clear-cut opportunities. I mean, Razak came close, entry came close. I mean, but Benjamin Asari stood well in between the stakes. So overall, it was a tough game to call, but the result is a decent result, to be fair.
Yeah, yet to win an away game, but then 2 points so far in 8 away games this season. You think the win is coming based on how you played today? You feel you are very close to getting your first away win?
Yeah, from my perspective and from the class perspective, it was a decent away result because yes, the first half of the season we only managed to pick one away draw at Kerala. So starting the second half, we want to make a very strong statement, and that's why Heart of Lions, we put them to bed by scoring 3 goals. This game we were expecting to win it, to be fair with you. It was a game that we came to play through all the blocks, and I think we managed the game very, very well, especially in possession and out of possession. My disappointment was not being able to score, because in the last 3-4 games we have played, Dreams FC has scored an average of 2 goals.
But talking about expectations to win the game, there was one goal that was chalked off for offside when Razak, latched on to that pass from Seydou Suraj. You think that goal should have stood?
Yeah, to be fair, from where I stood, I thought he opened up his body very well. He bent it, and no chance for Benjamin Asare. But then again, I have to go and watch the video to see. I mean, let's give benefit to the referees. I mean, the assistant referee was in the right position, but I need to go and watch it again to confirm my suspicion.